Well, hello and welcome everybody to another Metroid Prime 2 Echoes Randomizer Mentor Tournament Race. Tonight, we've got Elias Thompson versus Avvina, being mentored by BashPrime and IvyPaw, respectively. And I am joined in the booth by Bahablood. How you doing tonight?
Hello. Yeah, doing well. Looking forward to this. The start of our last week of Swiss.
Yeah.
So after this, we'll be moving into brackets. Last time our racers get to work with a mentor before having to lie solo. So hopefully get the most out of the learning this week.
Yeah, for sure.
Alright, I am just about to send the racers live, so we should be catching up in just about a minute. Getting underway. And there they go. So, our race today, we have only one, which is that they are starting with the main missile launcher. Not too crazy of a change, but we'll make the Alpha Splitter fight a little easier. Makes us have access to a few more checks in Sir Zero, like Storage Cavern B, Portal Access A. But otherwise, yeah, within a couple minutes, it'll pretty much turn back into a normal seed.
Yeah, you kind of tend to see that missile launcher fairly early anyways. For the most part, I should say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and even
but
if
yeah,
it
it
is
does.
late, you'll get an expansion a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just does open, couple checks right off the bat and helps with combat.
Let's see, we got this is a 2-2 matchup. Oh no, it's a pair down actually. So yeah, Elias at 2 and 2, Avvina at 1 and 3. Unlike some of our mainline tournaments, everybody makes brackets in these mentor tournaments, so this is really only playing for seeding. Yeah, both are guaranteed to advance to the final stage of the tournament. But better your seed, the easier your opponents. And a grapple beam. Alright.
That's interesting starting item. Not immediately useful.
Command chamber? I think that's in Hive, like the Splinter Hive, but I could not tell you which room that is. But presumably that's going to be bombs on Hive Chamber A or Hive Chamber B. Oh wow, I thought at this point I knew every Echo's room name, but that is one that does not come up very often.
Yeah. So starting off, kind of the first little mini boss we have in these randomizers. A few little dark splinters, and then you get the alpha splinter and the dark alpha splinter. Pretty straightforward fight, not a lot of strategy to it. Mostly charged shots, can weave in some missiles for a little bit extra damage.
Yep. Yeah, I do always recommend people to, if you're only at 5 missiles, leaving one in the tank so that you don't need to rely on drops to check Storage Cavern B once you exit out to Temple Grounds. I feel like everyone has fired off all their missiles, and if you play enough seeds, eventually you're going to farm that whole room and somehow not going to drop because you don't have the priority drop system until... well, Elias going to be gambling here. Hopefully doesn't get punished. See if Avvina opts to hang on to one. Nope, neither. Alright. So both runners hopefully are favored by RNG. Now it's not very likely that you fail to get a drop quickly, but...
Yeah, I mean there's so many crates in Temple Assembly Site that the likelihood that you're going to get a missile is pretty high. Ooh, and starting with Amber. Off of Dark Alpha Splinter.
Well, I was going to go ahead and lower the other gate. Oh, good.
And on Avvina's side, we've got a suit in the ceiling there.
Okay. Yeah, we'll be back for that. Honestly, routes in decently nicely for, like, if we go get our bombs and we end up doing kind of the Temple Grounds loop, we'll be able to grab those at the conclusion of the loop, and we don't really need the suit in Temple Grounds, so
Mm-hmm.
it actually ends up being a fairly convenient spot for that suit. E-Tank and Temple Assembly Site. That is nice to grab, even out of logic with the trick. Alright, Avvina gets the drop, very nice. That was Elias' luck. Also good enough. Alright.
And just a light ammo expansion, but, you know, feels good regardless not to have to leave it behind. Even though Willie will probably pass through here a couple more times throughout the seed anyways.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, neither runner opted to do the trick for the early E-Tank. In a lot of seeds, I like grabbing that. With the hint that bombs are back here in Temple Grounds, I don't mind it as much, because like it means we're not playing the Jump Guardian loop right away. Like we'll be back here to get the bombs, and then we can just use bombs to get the E-Tank without ever having entered Dark Aether, so E-Tank not as critical early as it sometimes. Because it is awfully nice to have at least one E-Tank entering Dark Aegon.
Powerbomb and Aegon Waste.
Okay. I'll take a second here and sync up the streams real quick. If I can do the math.
Okay, entering Aegon now. Without Space Jump, not going to be able to easily check what's in Mining Plaza, so we're just going to pass on that for now and just head straight into Portal Access A is probably one of the first rooms we'll go to. And then we have a hint for Light Beam and Dynamo Chamber.
Okay. It's not bad at all. Yeah, it definitely feels like we're probably just fighting Bomb Guardian, grabbing Portal Access Aid, Sandcash, and getting the heck out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty synced up so far. Runners taking out these pirates.
Quad has an E-Tank.
Always nice as well.
Yeah, I do really like that Amber right off the bat. They're getting a lot of information here within the first, 10 minutes of the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm interested to see if either runner plays for the hint here in Portal Terminal. I usually like to just put this off and plan to get the hint when I'm heading into Dark Aether. Yeah, it looks like both runners. I think Elias and Bash might have been chatting about that, actually, whether or not it was worth. Decided against it. I kind of agree.
Yeah, I feel like you're going to end up going that way fairly early anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So you can gamble. I mean, it's not a huge time loss, maybe less than a minute to do the fight and grab the hint, but I like the decision.
So this is a bit of a gamble here on Avvina's side. Is this the only check we have in Logic? Yeah, they're thinking about this, because this is a soft lock if it's nothing. Does it have to be something, though? I think it might have... No, we're on Old Patch here. GFMC is in Logic. No. because it's not main PBs. The only thing GFMC can be right now is main PBs. But I
Um,
think Bomb Guardian has to be progression.
we have main PBs though.
We have main PBs?
Sand Cache, which
Oh,
Elias just
Avvina
checked.
just didn't go in. Okay.
Yeah, Avvina did
That
not grab
makes
Sand Cache. Elias did.
Gotcha. That makes so much more sense. Yeah, Avvina being I saw Avvina lower the gate and then just like assumed that nothing was in Kit Sand Cache when Avvina was heading over to Bomb Guardian. Okay. All makes sense.
And with that main power bomb makes quick work of Bomb Guardian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Avvina, not great health here. We'll hopefully get this quick kill as well. Otherwise, this fight can actually get a little bit dicey. Bomb Guardian's face does do 20 damage, and you don't get many iframes when it hits you, so it's pretty easy to get hit a couple times if the fight goes sideways on you here.
Yeah. Gonna wait for the charge and then lay the power bomb. Looks good.
Gets it, very nice. Wow.
And we have Emerald.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. Ooh, yeah. A little bit of a detour there, yep. Don't have the regular bombs yet. Elias may try to get a look at Mining Plaza here on the way down. Looks like it. Ooh, I have no idea. If anyone in chat saw it, let me know. Yeah, I don't know about that PB Avvina. Yeah, unfortunately, so the damage of the PBs is basically like you take the one singular point of origin and draw a bunch of rays going out from it. So if there's any kind of collision between what you're trying to blow up and where you laid the PB, it's not going to damage it. So yeah, laying the PB a little too far back in the tunnel there. We'll have to go farm another one. Let's go for a little slope jump here to avoid having to loop around the room. I do actually find this slope jump somewhat difficult, but Elias gets it very nice. We're taking this elevator ride. I think we should just be doing the hive chambers. Yeah. We're gonna get bombs down there and then we could just bomb jump up.
Yeah. And just gonna scan the terminal from the outside and then use a missile to hit both of those weak points on the other side of the gate.
Yep, good strat to do. And is indeed in logic in the competitive preset. It is possible to do it with a regular charge beam, but much more precise. You have to aim. You get a lot less of the splash damage, and so you have to aim a lot closer. And the top right one is pretty hard to hit. Charge Annihilator, on the other hand, also has quite a good damage radius, and so fairly easy to destroy the things with Annihilator as well. If you somehow have Annihilator and ammo, but no missiles.
Yeah.
Hey, alright. Those slightly vanilla bombs, still locked by Bomb Guardian.
Yep.
Yeah, Avvina following close behind here. Both runners pretty much riding the same so far. But yeah, Seed honestly been pretty dang linear so far. And I kind of expect both runners to stay in Temple Grounds here. Really seems like you're supposed to just follow this loop all the way through GFMC up to the save station, grab your suit, and then finally go back to Aegon.
The only check that we're going to miss out on is the top of the ship, which requires Jump Guardian.
Yep.
But without bombs, not able to get to Jump Guardian before leaving Aegon.
Hmm. Yeah, we still need, practically speaking, to track down the space jump as well.
Mhm.
There is a fairly difficult extended dash that can get you up there without space jump, but I wouldn't expect either of these runners to go for that strat. Now Elias is going to show off the crate cutscene, perhaps. Do a little slope jump to get on top of the crate here, and if we scan the post to start the cutscene that moves this crate, Samus will be not visible, but still actually standing on top of this crate, and will move along with it during this cutscene, which can bring us up to the door. And yes, as Chad points out, skipping the top of the ship is totally fine. Never results in any amount of punishment.
Nope, never.
Pretty sure the very first practice seed I ever did with a mentee this tournament had supers on top of the ship that we never found. It's a good start.
Yeah.
You're gonna go for the double bomb jump to climb this room rather than the crate. Yeah, this is actually not the most lenient double bomb jump anymore. Very nice. Avvina gets it. Avvina's health once again quite low, but we are closing in on this energy tank again, so I kind of expect Avvina to grab this now with bombs. Bomb jumping up on top of that pillar is significantly easier than the slope jump or the dash.
Yep.
Oh, maybe. All right, maybe we're skipping the tank for now. We'll have another shot as we're heading down from Great Temple, assuming that we're going to be looping around here. So
Yeah.
no harm, no foul.
And there is that light beam.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Elias showing off if you're on the old patch, you do not need to scan the post. If you're NSJ, just bomb jump over that gate rather than spending time scanning the to change the gate position. Yeah, being a farming power bomb not strictly necessary here. Because of the new patch of layers, we're not going to need a power bomb. Yeah, that gate is not PB locked in the first layer, similar to the one that Elias just went through. So shouldn't have any problems with the lack of PBs here.
Yeah, I can just choose to bomb jump over it, or alternatively, in that first gate, there is a scan terminal there to the left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some dark ammo in the ship crate, or sorry, in the crate. Not the best thing to do, but not the worst either. It is
Yeah.
some sort of ammo, so you do actually get the benefits of duping it. Unlike some of the progression items.
And with that emerald, going to be able to go here and scan the violet hint here.
Avvina definitely used to a new patch here, it seems like, which a lot of the community has kind of started to favor. All right, let's see what's saying. Spider and hive. I would put money on that being in Hazencliff. And that is actually perfectly in logic right now. We just need to finish up this loop and collect that suit up in Great Temple.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a bit of contemplation there on Elias and Bash's side about whether it's worth checking Grand Wind Chamber item NSJ. I also favor skipping that visual check right now because we can't reasonably check Wind Chamber Gateway. So I figure we'll be back at some point to do Wind Chamber Gateway.
Yep.
And can scout Grand Wind Chamber for free.
And with bombs here, we can just bomb jump up. Don't have to do the the intended puzzle in the room to get up.
Mm-hmm. Wait for the peak NSJ and FTA? Is this a thing? No. Okay. Maybe forgetting they didn't have space jump.
And just a missile under the save station there.
But yeah, so it looks like we got to go back to Aegon, but we have quite a bit of extra equipment to do some more checks. I do definitely favor picking up that spider ball before we play the jump guardian loop, just in case something interesting is in junction site. Not needing to backtrack there would be quite nice.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely a seed where we pray that Hall of Combat Mastery isn't anything, because we may well feel obligated to pick it up. But having to do that puzzle vanilla is no fun. Indeed,
Yeah, and if you don't have an easy way to kill the quads, they can be pretty annoying, to say the least.
It is in logic to kill them with only bombs. But yeah, it takes some knowledge to know how to bait out that laser attack. Oh, thanks, game. It's an interesting play, actually, heading out to grab that violet hint. This one I kind of feel the same way as my argument about the Portal Terminal one. It's like, at some point, we'll go to Torvis or Hints or something, and we'll get that hint.
Yeah.
And, like, the seed is still pretty linear at this point. Like, we kind of know what we want to do. We want to go with that spider, and then as soon as we get that spider, all we pretty much have left is the Jump Guardian loop. So it's not like a hint isn't really going to give us direction right now.
Yeah.
Better than what we would just be doing blindly anyways. So we'll give a little bit of time back to Avvina if they decide to delay that hint grab. And indeed, they are just going to go grab the suit, so... yeah, that will bring the racers a bit closer together here. Elias has been making up a little bit of time throughout the seed on movement alone. Oh, we do need to remember that suit. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so logic changed so far. We got an extremely early Amber. Had to go into Aegon to collect power bombs and Emerald. And then we had a bunch of Amber hints that told us basically to come back to Temple Grounds immediately to get bombs, the suit, and the light beam. And so now that we've finished the Temple Grounds loop, we're heading back into Aegon. We got another hint in Fortress Transport Access that says Spider Ball is in Inghive, which is almost certainly Hazencliff. So that's kind of where I expect both runners to head at this point. Could play the Jump Guardian loop, but yeah, with the Spider Ball hints and Spider Ball locking a check in the Jump Guardian loop, it feels a little risky to do it first.
Yeah, I definitely think it'd be a good idea to pick that up.
Some nice bomb jumps from Elias there to climb up the room quicker than last time. Yeah, chat calling the spaceship and Hall of Combat Mastery. It is very possible that we end up having to do that strat and SJ here. Avvina did not grab the E-Tank either. I just noticed that. Even after the bombs pick up, not apt to grab that. Walking by that save station there, I would take that save.
Yeah, I was thinking they were going for that save.
Yeah. Because there are no other save stations between us and Sanctuary here. So if we wanted to save, we had to do it now. And yeah, those quads do 20 damage a pop. And they can definitely bully you, particularly if we get forced to do that puzzle vanilla. If you're not super comfortable killing the quads with bombs only.
Yeah.
We do get a couple checks over here first before Sank, so maybe we'll stumble on another energy tank here. That would be quite nice. Oh, and we're not seeing the Sank play from Avvina. Interesting. That's just some early route divergence here. Well, I say early. It's, it's almost 25 minutes in, but our first route divergence anyways.
Yeah.
A movement system in Sky Temple grounds. Okay. Feels to me like a Dark Beam shows up, and then we get something on Pod W. I guess it could be Dark or Annihilator at this point. Alright, what's this hint that Avvina will get? Major
upgrade on mining station. Okay.
Yeah. Not very interesting.
And Elias going straight for mining station A.
Nice chance to get an E-Tank before entering Sank on only 113. See what we get. Ooh, a red key. A gun key, no less. Alright. So yeah, no saves yet from either runner. Elias entering a late game area on 1 E-Tank, Avvina entering the Dark World with none. Hopefully both play a little safe here. Yeah, already a quick 40 damage there on Elias' side, but got a decent health drop. We're not much worse off than we started. Actually, we're better off than where we were a room or two ago.
Yeah.
Getting up here. That looked like an E-Tank to me, but I'm not entirely sure.
I feel like it looked a little orange to me. Maybe missile expansion.
Oh yeah,
Or,
nope. Yeah, I agree. That's a missile. I did not catch what Crossroads was on Avvina's side. Was looking at the wrong screen. I'm not sure. It does. I do see the room was lit up, so they did go over there. We should probably shoot these safe zones too. Not taking crazy damage, but we also don't have much health. Hello. Is that a gravity boost?
something very light colored and glowy for sure. Yeah, this bomb jump on Avvina's side is a little tough.
Mm-hmm.
And yep, there is that spider ball in Hazing Cliff.
So yeah, quick 1-2 major combo here for Elias, which is pretty nice. We gotta respect the ing here. That is Grav. I would concede. So these puddles can crawl up the wall and hit you. Oh god.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit gutsy, I think, going for this without either killing them or farming a little bit more health. Especially given we've not saved ever. Also, we need to not die to them. Okay.
Okay,
Get a
we'll
blue.
drop.
Yeah, very nice. I was worried too because we had no PBs. So the trying to force health when you have no PBs is also a bit more of a gamble because you might just get the guaranteed PB instead, or the pseudo semi-guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
Early gravity boost. And a super
Oh,
missile in trial
okay.
tunnel. Ew. I don't. Yeah, just leave. We don't need anything farmed there that desperately.
Yeah.
Alright, but Elias escapes with the majors out of sync. Avvina looking pretty good, all situated here. And arcade gun. So yeah, both runners surviving this low health early of the game here. No way are we playing. No way. Okay. Gonna say I do not agree with Labs here.
Yeah, going into that set of lefts, uh,
Yeah,
without
I mean,
Dark Beam at least.
yeah, it just is a soft lock if it's not vanilla Dark Beam.
Yep.
Yeah, looks like Elias gonna be heading to Jump Guardian here as well. Be a little bit slower to Avvina, but is going to be up that spider ball, which we may find out soon here how important having that spider first is.
Yeah.
Avvina will be checking out Junction Site in just a moment. Oh, okay.
And we have an Annihilator.
That could be good. So that puts the Pod W into, I'm going to guess, is a space jump in Pod W. Now, Avvina doesn't have that hint yet until it's over to you got energy control, I think that hint was. I would definitely be very tempted to turn around and head straight to Pod W once I get that hint. Similarly for Elias, probably once we finish Jump Guardian, I would just head straight to Pod W as well. And we've already,
Yeah,
I mean,
there's-
yeah, we've already seen the two movement systems we care the least about. Yeah, I mean, at worst, it's Screw Attack that got hinted. Answer question in chat. Yes, super. You could super Jump Guardian, and it is. Yeah, it's pretty good damage. It might be better DPS than just like charging missiles. It probably is. I don't actually remember offhand how much damage a super missile deals in this game. I guess like 150. In which case, it's almost as good as 2 sets of a charge and a missile. It's probably a little bit faster to do that than 2 of those. Probably not that much faster, actually, because the delay after firing a super is fairly long.
Yeah, you can shorten that delay, though.
Yes. Yeah, if you pull up Scan Visor and put it away, we'll give you control of your arm cannon back a little bit quicker, which is a good little time save.
Yeah, but I mean, you still have that charge time, which is a decent couple of seconds.
Mm-hmm. Just a
I think
missile.
that's just a missile.
Yeah. And I totally missed what Junction Site was.
E-Tank.
E-Tank. Oh,
So,
I mean, 2-0 here, I guess. Well, let's go in for this somewhat precise standable into a jump there. Gets it in second try. Very nice. So another interesting little wrinkle. No. I was gonna say we have like access if we get to the command center portal, we can go like backwards through Battleground and Warrior's Walk to escape without Dark Beam, but we can't get into labs right now without Screw Attack or Dark Beam anyways, or Space Jump, so that is irrelevant for now. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to be very careful. We still haven't saved. I really would have liked to see a save in the Dark Aegon loop at some point. I guess the way we routed it, we never really got close to either of those save stations. Given that we didn't have Dark Beam to go to Incash 4 and weren't leaving out Aegon from the front to go by the light Aegon save station there, but still. 30 minutes in, no E-tanks. Getting to Sank without ever having saved. A little spooky.
Yeah, it's gonna have to just barrel right past the quad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, good point for a marker in chat. The supers aren't in logic right now anyways. I mean, like, this health isn't even that good for checking hazing cliffs with a suit, even. Like, we're still gonna have to be careful here.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, good.
I think there is the one, like the dark pod can maybe get a drop off of.
Yeah, decent shot at getting a blue right here to the right as we exit this portal. If we don't, I would go into the room proper and try to farm some more. We get a blue. Oh, we're gonna wait all the way down to 20? This is a little questionable too, because like we gotta do a somewhat precise jump or a bomb jump. Like if we get scammed here, ooh. No,
Yeah,
no, Avvina, no.
I think you just get out of here.
Yeah.
And probably just gonna wait in the safe zone, get that slow refill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this always feels bad in a race, but it's not like I guess we could take the. Wait, I question this. Like we should not be playing at all aggressively without ever having saved. Like if you had saved 5 minutes ago,
Yeah,
like sure. Oh, it's a bit. We gotta bail. We have to bail.
Yeah, I don't know why we're staying in here. Oh,
You get the jump. Yes, that's my fear. Is you feel that time pressure, and you whiff this jump or you whiff the bomb jump, and you take a incredibly painful full restart or start here.
yeah.
I would just take the portal twice. Oh my god.
Okay,
Come on, don't get us the gold. All right, we get the gold. We have no light ammo anymore. We have 5 light ammo. That's not enough. We still can't get this item. We just fired a shot 2, so now we can't even do this.
Yeah, I don't like
boy.
this.
We can get the visual check, maybe. Seize the spider ball. It sucks too, because Avvina got 10 light ammo from killing that blade pot. Oh no! Oh, we're just dead.
Okay. That is unfortunate.
That is unfortunate. And I'm pretty sure that's a full restart, unless I missed a save.
I don't think we saved.
Okay, at least we saved at the conclusion of the Temple Grounds. So we lost the whole Jump Guardian loop, as well as our foray into Sank. Not maximum tragedy, but that's still a solid, like, 10-minute or so time loss.
Yeah, I think we should grab that E-tank and Temple Assembly site.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, maybe just forgot it was there after seeing it, a couple seconds into the race.
Or who knows, maybe felt safe enough with the dark suit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Elias and Bash definitely have been pretty happy with their decision making so far. Do seem to be following the breadcrumbs of the seed pretty well here. Let's see if this is indeed our movement system, which I do kind of expect it to be. Yep, that's a space jump boots. So that in turn puts our supers in logic, which also makes we have a very fun check of Dark Beam and Torvus Lagoon available to us. But I kind of expect we'll just play Labs first. Torvus Lagoon does have me a little nervous. And actually, like, Windchipper Gateway's in logic right now, too. Maybe collectively, those two checks aren't bad. Oh, is that what we're doing? Oh, I love this. If this is cutting through Great Temple to get to GFMC from the back, I really like this play. Plus, we'll get the extra violet hint in Path of Eyes. We'll see. Yeah, Avvina did not again pick up that E-Tank. Optimally, I think we just want to head straight to Sank here. We'll see if they opt to do that first rather than repeating the Jump Guardian loop. Like, we do want those supers eventually, and we need Jump Guardian dead to ever be able to check the top of the ship. Yeah, the only recall to this red on Elias' side, I'm not sure how comfortable Elias is with the dashes across Grand Windchamber. So we may only be able to get Windchamber Gateway and Lagoon out of this. But those two checks are pretty good here. Plus we get the hint. So like, even if this was just a play for the two checks and the hint, I still like it. And then you get the bonus if you can do Windchamber here.
And
Well,
we get a joke hit.
yeah. At least it's out of the pool. Don't
Yeah.
gotta worry about one later. Yeah, Avvina is heading straight back to Sank. I do agree with this. The third E-Tank. And a fourth E-Tank.
And another E-Tank.
Oh, that's a light ammo. Gosh, I really have bad eyes.
Yeah, it can be a little hard to see on the restream feed.
Mm-hmm.
I do think the Grand Windchamber item was definitely spinning, and I think...
Yeah, that one I'm pretty sure was an E-Tank. Yeah, we are making a Lagoon play. So yeah, I like this. Yeah, I'm assuming this is just a matter of not being comfortable with the dashes, which is totally fine. If we knew the dashes, I do think we should check top of GFMC ship here, as even as meme opposed to GFMC as I am. Alright, round 2 here for Avvina. Oh yeah, we need to get a PB. Alright, get a PB and full health. Okay, already a much better start. We have loads of light ammo this time.
Yep.
Just an E-Tank. I mean, we'll take those. The answer does seem to have been back at Aegon here. Yeah, Poison Bog, missile-related upgrades. So it could be our Seekers. Alright, Avvina takes the Terminal Fall, which does cause the Metroid to despawn. Takes 10 damage from the Terminal Fall, but that is a significantly lower ceiling than could happen if you get grabbed by the Metroid again, so I do like that play. Now I just need to create this item. Still also a little sketchy on this E. I would like to see killing the PB here. Yeah, you can kill these guys with a PB. I really think we should have at least farmed for a 50 here too. Hopefully Avvina gets out of this. Oh no! Oh, that's gotta be pretty tilting. I think yet another death here. Unfortunate for Avvina. Gonna be back to Great Temple. Gotta make that attempt one more time. Let's have one more shot here to remember the E-Tank in the Temple Assembly site. See if third time's a charm.
Elias, meanwhile, playing the DFMC loop again. Going to be able to grab that top ship as well as this defiled shrine hint here.
Yeah, so pretty conservative routing here. Getting kind of the one-off, two-off checks done before heading into labs. Honestly, with the game situation being what it is, this is like actually really good for Elias, because Elias is kind of removing all of the outs Avvina has to get back into this. Even if we go to labs in last location, our dark beam there.
Yeah, and I am mistaken.
Oh, good.
It is an Ing Reliquary hint. I have a hard time remembering what room names and what each hint points to.
Ooh, boy, another Aegon key. All right. Dark beam. I said that was an Aegon key before I even saw it. That's what I just assumed.
You would be correct.
All right. Yeah, nothing left for us but Aegon here on Elias' side. So yeah, we kind of have to enter labs from the front here. Now, so we do have an interesting decision left to us here, which is, do we do dark labs first or head into the front door of light labs? It's pretty awkward to do dark labs and then get forced to turn around and do entry because we don't have dark beam to proceed any further. But also just like doing light labs without dark beam kind of sucks too, because you have to do it forwards. If you get all the way to Dark Samus and still haven't found dark beam, then you're also still in a really bad situation of having to turn around. So it's like you kind of gotta guess right here or lose a bunch of time. As Marker in chat saying, the supers probably lean me more towards doing dark first. What were you going to say, Sess?
I was going to say I agree with that. Do dark first, couple of quick checks, and then reset out if it's nothing before spending, a lengthier time in light labs for it to also not pan out. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of a gamble either way. Randomizer
we
is
don't
going to
necessarily need to reset because we do have light beam supers to progress all the way back to the jump guardian area.
Oh, because you can take the top two doors and then go through Battleground.
Mm-hmm. And then we have the option here as well. If we do want to do Dark World, we can go at least check Central Landing Station into Command Center. Take the portal there. Or if we're really feeling greedy about chasing the supers, we could just go straight to the Jump Guardian portal. I do think I'd like at least checking Central Mining and Command Center here on the way first, though. So I agree with this routing from Elias and Bash. Avvina closing in on Sank again. Let's also in pretty good health situation here. Yeah, Avvina could really stand to have an E-Tank here. Because all these tests have been close. Like we've been close to making it out both times. The 100 health would easily have been the difference maker. Yeah, so Elias, and similarly like Elias, I think probably would have had a pretty bad time in this trip as well if they had not picked up that E-Tank. All right, good start here from Avvina. Gets the PB drop and out without taking any damage. Not sure I agree with the Annihilator use. That was kind of slow. Yes, Avvina had Annihilator first trip. So Avvina did the Jump Guardian loop before heading to Sank, before taking their first death. So if you're full health, you want to leave that drop for your way out in case this room goes really bad and you need a drop urgently as you're leaving. So I don't agree with farming that thing if you're like pretty much full health. Granted, with Dark Suit, with the Metroid, with the Terminal Fall Abuse here, we should get out, no problem. But you'd have a nice opportunity here, like we're gonna exit this room around 50 health, and so you could try to farm straight for a blue drop right here, like maybe wait a couple seconds and then get the blue drop. As it is, we're gonna head back in. So yeah, power bombs kill these guys instantly. So like just laying the power bomb here is what I would do. And then okay, so that's good at least. Our health is already better than it was last time. We can wait a few seconds, try to force a blue. Yeah, not quite patient enough, but this is plenty of health. Elias not getting lucky with these first two checks in labs is going to opt to press on. I do think I prefer just taking the portal here, but we'll see how this works out.
Yeah, only 2 checks left at this point are Storage C and Bioenergy.
Darking is alive. Alright, we're out.
And we made it out.
We still have one last quad to get by. Maybe he's gonna sit and farm a little bit of health in the safe zone first, though. Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting like 41 health just so you can tank 2 hits. But like if you don't try to farm any health in this room, if you don't try to farm the crates, like you can usually pretty cleanly get through without the quad having any time to bully you. So I would just go straight out. Don't worry about farming here. Boots were in Plane of Dark Worship. Welcome in DCR and Raiders.
Oh, that looked like a HUD system in Bioenergy.
Interesting. Yeah, we are currently on a bit of a dark beam hunt on Elias' side. Unfortunately, Avvina has fallen a bit behind here due to a couple deaths in making this Spider's Treasure play on no E-Tanks. So it's going to be a little bit behind Elias here. Avvina needs to play the Jump Guardian loop, collect an Annihilator beam there, head to Pod W, get Space Jump, and then return to Aegon to catch up here. Elias also has... Dark Visor. Okay. Elias has also done a couple out-of-the-way potential Dark Beam locations, such as, like, Wind-Chambered Gateway, Torvus Lagoon, and GFMC Ship that Avvina has not checked out yet. Elias may be not comfortable again with the dash for storage C's. We are going to have to leave that behind. No problems. It is out of logic right now. We're also going to be leaving sand processing behind with boosts. So, when we get boost, we can come back and do both checks anyways. So, not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Trying to remember where the other E-Tanks Elias, or the other E-Tanks Elias found were. That one was Wind Chamber Gateway.
No,
No, that
so
was
yeah, temple assembly site.
Yep.
We had Spiderball track and Dark Aegon.
Oh, junction site. Okay, so at least Avvina
Junction
gets this
site.
one with this routing now. Okay, so that's good. So Avvina will be out of 99 energy purgatory soon here. Yeah, this play may have actually kind of worked out for Elias. Like, if it's Dark Beam and Battleground Incash, which actually seems quite plausible right now, then you were at least required to come as far as Battleground. Now, we gotta be careful here. Elias is gonna need the BSJ to leave this fight. Did we save?
We did save.
We did save. Okay, so we may just be planning to reset out of this if we don't get a Dark Beam or a Screw Attack. Fortunately, a bit early on the Power Bomb there. Luckily, Annihilator makes very quick work of this fight.
Yeah.
Oops. Still, even charging to fire uncharged Annihilator shots is actually still extremely effective in this fight. Yeah.
Just a few more.
If she ever decides to be vulnerable. There we go, nice. And do we have Vanilla Dark Beam? We do not.
Oh.
And yeah, just gonna take the reset. So yeah, probably fastest just to backtrack. The backtrack feels bad, but we do pretty much only have those couple checks in Dark Labs to do for now, unless I'm missing something that's in logic. Oh god, you know what's actually horrifying? Phazon Grounds is in logic. Neither runner knows that yet. Or no, I guess Elias does. Phazon Grounds came into logic with that Dark Visor. Yes, Elias did find that gravity pretty sus and headed kind of straight to Lagoon after Space Jump.
Which reminds me, that was our other E, was Lagoon.
Right, yes. And yeah, I hope for Avvina's sake as well, they remember that Junction site was an E-Tank. It is pretty easily to just mentally, rather than like filing it away as E-Tank, I usually will just file it away as dead. In which case, you don't necessarily think to go back and check it here. So we'll see. Does grab the supers. And just needs to kill the Jump Guardian. We'll have reclaimed all of the things that we lost to that death. And our last 4 checks coming up here. Something's got to give for Elias. Unless it is Phazon Grounds. But yeah, 4 of our last 5 checks.
SDK and doomed entry.
Yeah, I'm always happy to find those.
Is that Cobalt in Battleground?
No, Elias did not opt to do the dash over. All translators in hand is also quite nice to have in advance of the late game here. Other E Battleground. Oh boy. Is it really just phase on grounds? No, it's right here. Alright. So the world is our oyster now. Which is to say, actually, yeah, no. We have a lot of Torvus. We don't really have that much of Sank, I guess. Like, O'Lear is actually in Logic right now. Yeah, I personally would be pretty interested in Torvus right about now. We are isolating a couple checks in labs, or which is to say, I think only Storage B, I suppose. End of the world.
Yep. And with that Dark Beam, I'm going to be able to check in cache 4 on the way out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, also leaving behind Mineshaft here, unless we go and check that afterwards. But that's another where it's like the one-offs are not super appealing to me right now, especially something like Mineshaft, where like if we wait until we get Seekers, then we get 2 extra checks and a hint. Similarly, like I wouldn't want to clean up Storage B until I find Boost Ball, so that I can at least do the rest of the labs. And we get a whole bunch of hints if we go to Torvus right now, so I'm definitely feeling Save Warp front of Torvus. Yeah, we had to leave. The Annihilator from Jump Critian was our logical access to Space Jump, but we had to leave the area to go get them, so... yeah, if a runner knew that bomb jump, I would actually really like the play of doing it. But yeah, that it's a quite difficult bomb jump. Have to ladder it. Need a really good unmorph. Need really good height. Not easy at all. We're backtracking here. I mean, I guess, yeah, we have... Okay, so I forgot we also have, like... We have Incash 1. We don't have Incash 2 left yet without Screw Attack. Yeah, I don't agree with this. I think we should have just safe warped. But again, you know, the conservative plays actually are quite effective here. Given that Avvina has lost a decent chunk of time. But as a runner, you can't necessarily know or count on your opponent to have had a significant time loss like that. And in an otherwise even race, I think this is potentially giving a window for your opponent to get ahead of you.
Yeah.
With only the small chance of this being a major progression. That's also not hinted by Emerald and Torvus, because like even if you miss something here, you think a lot of the time you're going to get a hint that tells you, okay, I just need to come back here and get this. That's fine. Getting a bit bullied here, unfortunately, by all the dark shriek or flicker bad things. Yeah, it's gonna take him out here. With screw attack, I wouldn't necessarily mind Sank. Without screw attack, I don't think you want to play Sank here. Because yeah, right now there's like one logical check in Sank, and it's O'Lear, I think.
Yeah, and that's a bit of a trek to get to.
Yeah.
And just a missile.
See, so we could opt to take the save warp out of here, but that feels pretty incongruent to me. I think, like, if you're gonna make this play, you better check storage B too. Like, I don't like being half-hearted about the, like, if you're gonna be super thorough in a region, like, actually be entirely thorough.
Yeah.
So I would like to see storage B now that we've come this far. And indeed, we are taking the portal rather than the save, so this is probably going to be a storage B. I suspect we will continue to see a storage C skip. We still miss sand processing. Elias in general has not been going for dashes at all this seed, so I'm guessing there's just a little bit of discomfort with that strat. Oh yeah, we have not seen. Oh, okay, yeah. We didn't see main reactor because of being forced to reset here, so it's actually a good check. I forgot that we had this check as well. Now, another one that we probably aren't able to collect, but at least this one we get to see. ETM? Not that I would ever trust my eyes. Ridley to Dark Oasis. Another potential bad Seeker's location. It's my belief, yeah, to answer chat, I think that was an ETM in main reactor. But I've had a pretty poor success rate at identifying items on the race stream, so I would take that with a grain of salt. And alright, do we get paid off for the conservative Aegon play? We do not. The answer is elsewhere. Couple things left that aren't Taurus. Phase on Grounds is still in play. And we do have O'Lear and Sank. Anything else open up in Temple Grounds? I guess Defiled Shrines in Logic. Oh god, do you do Defiled Shrine on the way to Front Taurus? That's kind of painful. Without Seekers. This is one of the... Oh, yeah. Setting up the layer actually not ideal in exactly the situation. We should just relive the room, yeah. The key bear is like not... Key bear is pretty slow though. Like it's 1, 2, 3 rooms out of the way. Oh, I guess 1 room, 2 rooms out of the way. which is a decent chunk of what you'd have to do in how many categories actually let you rule out it being important. That's the other problem is like we're missing a movement system, we're missing a missile system, we're missing a life support system, we're missing a morph ball system. We're missing a HUD system. Like that actually can't say anything that deters us from wanting to check it. Oh wow, yeah, okay, yeah, same. Yeah, if you're gonna be the Sir and Aegon, just do it all. So yeah, we're gonna head over to Mineshaft here. This isn't the play I would have made, but I respect the we are not gonna get beat by leaving something in Aegon kind of mentality here. And there are definitely seeds where just all the progressions in Aegon for whatever reason. Like this strat can pay out, and like sometimes, you play the density and you play the hints collectively, but the item isn't in the dense area and it's not hinted effectively. So sometimes, even if you kind of expect you'll get pointed back here if you're wrong, you won't. So you can definitely lose races by kind of aggressively chasing the density and hints, but on average, I do think it works out better than spending all this time for just, I mean, when did we get Dark Beam? 10 minutes ago? Maybe not quite that long, but we've only done 5 checks since then.
Yeah.
Alright. Meanwhile, Avvina did collect the space jump. I apologize, I've been a little lax with paying attention to Avvina as they're covering the ground that we have seen from Elias. They are catching up with aggression. Like if Avvina just plays, makes that decision to do Dark Labs before Light Labs here, and then decides to leave and play Torvis, like, suddenly, Avvina's like...
I mean, you close the gap pretty quick.
Yeah, like almost not even behind. Like, a minute or two behind. That just goes to show. I mean, Avvina lost quite a bit of time. So the Elias would still even then have the advantage of knowing that a whole bunch of these checks are dead. When you start feeling behind like this is Avvina, then maybe you just try to get away with skipping them forever. As your way back into the scene. And indeed, like that would be the way back in is immediately play this Dark Beam and immediately leave and go to Orvis. And suddenly, you're really not far behind at all. Yeah, I don't think Elias does any out of bounds. So we'll be waiting, I think, on Seekers for hints. Avvina, on the other hand, I think has done the hints wall crawls, so. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Actually, Avvina at the top of the race time room was saying they had practiced the BSJ in the gondola room. Previously had more success with the screw attack bonk, which I do think is a good strat to know as well. It is a lot more approachable of a way to get out of bounds in a abandoned work site. So yeah, that's another way actually back in for Avvina. Getting STK hints early can be quite powerful. In this situation as Elias, we're really potentially only go -1, the one being the screw attack. Well, I'll make that 4.
STK on Chica.
Yeah, well, add 3 to the requirement count here. We have not gotten a Chica key hint yet. Luckily, we have all 4 translators, so we will get that Chica hint eventually, as long as it's not like Insync entrance and boost never turns up, but we have a pretty good shot anyways of getting the Chica key hint before too long. Avvina gonna be doing the same route as Elias here. Opting to do Light Labs first here. Hey, I like the Dark Labs play here. Like, it feels a little bad to have to come out of the portal and portal terminal and then replay labs from the front, but I don't think that's much worse than having to play labs backwards. Or like do it backwards after doing it forwards. Yeah, storage C. See, this screw attack or boost turns up. That is gonna be on the table. So yeah, we'll see. Yeah, Avvina maybe could pull an advantage out of a sequence breaker too here in labs. Don't remember if Avvina does sand processing either. That's another potential out. Yeah, if we expect something good through a little bit of sequence breaking here in labs, that is another opportunity for Avvina to get back into this. Let's gonna go for the BSJ here to climb Great Bridge. BSJ is not in logic. Logically, we need screw attack to climb this room. However, with all the items we have, we could logically go do all this Upper Torvis stuff vanilla, aka going over to Forgotten Bridge, turning the bridge, and then coming here through Abandoned Worksite. So,
Yeah.
climbing up here is perfectly in logic.
Having a little bit of a trouble. That particular spot, there's a bit of collision behind you that kind of gets in the way. You can alternatively move to the right a bit. Just as long as your back is against a wall, you can pretty much just push forward slightly, and you'll get that camera lock.
Yeah, it kind of looks like Elias just isn't getting great height. Like some of the unmorphs look a little early, and then on that not that last attempt, but the one before that, the space jump was a little late, where we started descending before initiating the space jump. You can do this with a single bomb jump, but you do need pretty good height for a single BSJ to get up here, while, as you said, avoiding bonking your head on the stuff above you.
Mm-hmm.
It looks decent. Nice. Yep.
Nice. Well done.
Yeah, Avvina as well. Looks like also getting to walk through this little strat here. Very nice. Yeah, so neither one are going to be checking storage C here at a logic. I missed Abandoned Worksite. That looks like it was not anything interesting.
Missile.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely agree with Leno in chat. I don't think it's a big deal to not go for that strat, particularly like if you can do both the storage C dash and sand processing. I really like doing both and never having to come back to light labs. But if we can't do one of them, it significantly reduces the power of doing the other, because you're still going to have an outstanding check here. And so, like, to that end, where I'm pretty sure neither of these runners wants to do the awful sand processing strat, that means it's not as big a deal to pass on storage C here. Yeah, wrong ball upgrade there for Avvina. Alright, so Avvina gonna commit to this Dark Samus fight as well before the Dark Beam or Screw Attack, so is gonna be faced with need to BSJ out of here or reset as Elias did. I did see Avvina did take the save in just before sand processing, so worst case, we will not lose very much time here at all.
Yeah, it's a very close reset.
Mm. No Dark Beam.
And we have a hint that Echo Visor is in Defiled Shrine.
Ooh. Well, guess we could have grabbed that on the way. That is a good hint, though. Echo does literally nothing for us in Torvis, so kind of no rush. Honestly, we'd love to find Seekers in Torvis and then go get the Echo and hints at the same time. So I am in no rush to grab that Echo. The only thing I guess is if you plan to play Lower Torvis into Sank directly, then maybe you want the Echo sometime before that. Um, that's a bit interesting, I guess. I think I would still definitely full clear Upper Torvis first, but then maybe there's a consideration to go get the Echo before playing Lower Torvis. Oh, we do need red keys. Not that one, though, unless a more Chica key, which would be truly tragic. Gets the BSJ out. Alright, we have one Hive key in each of the light worlds of the primary hubs of the game. That does actually reduce somewhat substantially the value of the remaining Aegon checks, because there's not that many left, and one of them is now dead. Yeah, Leno on the same train of thought as me here. What, Sand Canyon, MSB, Storage A, Sand Processing, Storage C. I guess there's enough where you can't just, like, truly decide not to ever... Wow, we're doing... Okay, I don't hate this. We have Grav, we have Emerald. We have a lot of the game world open. Just grab these hints before playing Dark World anywhere. Yeah, this is fine. It was one of those, this is not the play I would have made, but it's actually maybe better than the play I would have made, so... Ugh, hate to see an SDK there. That is one in Gathering Hall for those just listening in. And a dead hint. Bodes somewhat poorly for the remaining hints down here. Oh, but Avvina never done... Oh, interesting. Avvina played Pod W without the hint. That's pretty cool, actually. Sussed out that space jump even without the hint helping out.
Yeah, very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Missile system and main gyro.
Okay, perhaps we do want that Echo. Oh, that sucks. God, we have to go all the way to Defiled Shrine, leave, then go get Seekers, and then go all the way back to Defiled Shrine to get our SDK hints. I kind of hate that. Yeah, we should absolutely go up. So we could even just save warp, get the Echo, and then come back down here. Yeah, main gyro is perfectly in logic once the Echo is picked up. Still not much else in logic and Sank, unfortunately, which is a bit awkward. We can still get a few Cobalt hints at least. Ooh, that's a great hint. Aegon, Dark Torvis, and Sank. There are Chica keys, which we do now know that we need. Ooh, actually, yeah. This room is very non-trivial with our current equipment. It is possible off that bottom bit of the spider track, you can unmorph up once you roll up it, and you can slope jump from the top sloped bit of that spider track directly onto the platform. Probably the best way with the items we have. Could go for a reverse air underwater as well. Or an E-dash. Any of those would work. Do we block? Hmm. Not sure how I feel. We should just leave, I think. Get the Echo and go play Sank. We really want our screw attack, and we really want our SDK hints.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe thinking better of the blog play here. Okay, yeah, I agree.
Maybe a save and a blog.
Yeah, it could just be a save warp too. The save warp might honestly be faster than walking out the front of Torvus here. I'm not sure. It's probably close. Avvina finds the Cobalt, so we'll be caught up on translators and the Dark Beam. And you know, just like that, Avvina is behind an Aegon key in a minute here. So like this is not over. And you know, if Avvina commits to the SDK play, that nets Avvina the Echo.
Yeah.
Was it movement system in main gyro? I thought it was missile system.
It is missile system in main gyro.
Yeah, that was what I thought I read too. Yeah, Elias heading straight to that Echo Visor. Makes a lot of sense, given that we do want those Seekers, and we know now that we can't try to put this off until we find Seekers. Yeah, fortunately, you really want to shoot the one that's kind of just off screen to the left here with Annihilator, like that. That one they have the least amount of trouble running towards, because otherwise their AI can kind of bug out rather than running to the. You can't shoot them while they're puddled. Like unleashing that charge light would have been perfectly fine there. In fact, we should PBs.
Yeah, we
kill
should.
the puddles too. Like we want to kill it some way or another. Okay, there we go. Yeah, same thing. You know, back when we were doing Calling Chamber, just like lay that. Both runners had a power bomb as they were rolling by, the warrior ring that spawns there. Just kill it. Don't have to worry about it puddling and climbing up the wall. There's still one left. What the heck's going on? Is one stuck up top?
Could be. I've seen that before.
Oh my
Yep.
god, yeah, it is.
Right
we
up there.
killed both of the blade pods that get us down, up there again. Just, yeah, wait until they all... Okay, there we go. Yeah, apparently that's a terrible... I didn't actually know that worked out that poorly for you, but yeah, I guess you really don't want to do the slightly raised platforms with Annihilator, or it completely seems to break the AI. Today I learned as well. Here will be the Dark Beam for Avvina, so yeah, big decision coming up here. What do we do with this Dark Beam? Because if Avvina continues to follow in Elias' footsteps, there might not be quite enough runway left in this seed, even with the Chica requirement. But if we cut out some of these slow checks that Elias did, the lead is not that substantial. Particularly if we sequence break hints. I think sequence breaking hints would be a massive win.
That would be huge.
Yeah, looks like talking strategy. Dark Beam opens a ton of stuff up. So yeah, taking a second, looking at the map, figuring out the next game plan here. And yeah, I don't mind the Inkesh 4. It's right here. It's a horrible check to ever come back to if you don't do it right now. So even with my kind of aggressive mentality in this kind of situation, I would probably still do this check as well. Go back at Torvis. Are we going to play Dark Torvis at all? Is my question. And so we know as well, we're going to need Boost or Cannonball to get Gathering Hall. So that's another item added to our list here. Which honestly means we're pretty much full tracker. Gonna be full tracker here this seed for Elias at least. And we're taking a save warp on Avvina's side. I like the look of that. Will this be a hints play? That would be huge. Our E situation is a little rough, like even with Dark Suit, because you got to do the full wall crawl. There are some opportunities to farm on the way. You can shoot all the little blade pods from below and absorb the drops with charge beam. But it's not completely free either. Yeah, no movement here for a second either. I wonder. Oh. What? No chat in the race time. Are they like DMing each other?
Well, that would be interesting.
Maybe it was just a simultaneous chatting with the mentor. Because, yeah, Elias does need to do something to get through this room here.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they were just talking through. I guess there's a third strat, too. So you can jump to the gate that's heading towards the Dark Beam door, and then jump from that gate and instant morph onto the spider track that's kind of above where Elias is right now. Can you bomb jump to this? I didn't think so. Oh, wow. Maybe you can. A really good 3VJ might make it up there. Huh.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I bet that works. That doesn't look any higher than, like, getting to the reactor core sphere does. I bet this works. Yep, mentors can learn too. Now, unfortunately, getting like an actual good 3BJ is quite difficult. Yes, you can jump from that gate that's kind of on the right side of Elias' screen, and then instant morph backwards into the wall and get onto the spider track that Elias is going to. If we go to where you start the spider track, you can slope jump from there up to the platform as well. And then we could also air underwater, or reverse air underwater at the front of the room and get over. Oh, we get some sad face emojis from Elias in race time. This might be giving up on getting to Torvis here.
Yeah,
there are other strats to try, but yeah. Reverse air underwater, to answer question. So the same way that air underwater works, where if you morph on the transition between being above water to below water, the game basically treats you as continuing to be above water. You could do the reverse, where if you morph on the frame that you exit the water, the game will continue to believe that you are underwater, and that allows you to use gravity boost. You still have to dip your toes back in some water, But as long as at least your feet are submerged, you can activate gravity boost and get the full gravity boost. And so basically, you can jump from the little ledge at the front of the door, touch the water, gravity boost, and you'll have plenty of airtime to get over to the statue. Not really like floaty jump. It's like, I mean, I guess it's exactly what it sounds like. It's like being underwater, but not in the water box. But since you have grav, you're moving normally, and you get access to grav boost, and you lose access to screw attack. Versus air underwater, which loses you access to grav boost, but gains you screw attack. Yeah, there's a few uses for it. You can do it in Path of Roots as well. It's a nice way to get that item if you have very few movement items. You could do it in Forgotten Bridge to climb that room NSJ, along with a couple bomb jumps at the top of the room, but it gets you over the hard parts of that room. So yeah, kind of a niche strat, but it's got a few uses. Okay, yeah, no, I like this from Elias. Yeah, Sank feels like the destination here. Like, we want those seekers because we want hints. And plus that's where all of our remaining hints are, minus Station B, which also is locked by seekers and Sank. So. And it's got that dark green hue, and you'll see the little bubbles, the bubble effects if you get reverse underwater. So it's fairly easy to tell.
And Avvina choosing to go into Torvis gets that hint that there is an STK on Chica. Gets a couple of E out of it too, which could allow them to maybe go for hints on the way out, be a bit safer now. With those two E actually is a little bit more lenient.
Mm-hmm. Lowering the Emerald Gate is interesting there. I don't normally see people go for that. Yeah, Avvina also armed with the knowledge that the Chica keys are required. Doesn't quite have the locations of the Chica key yet, but that surely we will be heading to underground tunnel before too long here, so we'll get that information as well. Meanwhile, Elias into Sank again. This time equipped to head up and get some Seeker missiles. I'm curious to see if we take we could take a save in main gyro, head over to a Lear, get one check and a hint. It is a soft lock. If a Lear doesn't have boost or screw attack, though, or cannonball, I suppose would work.
Okay. System of Putrid Alcove.
Suddenly, we're pretty much in go mode. Oh no, boost. Boost is the last remaining thing. So that's a bit of a feels bad for Elias. We could have opted to do Upper Dark Torvis while we were there. Conversely, this could be a big advantage. Oh man, that's a real feels bad for Elias, given that we really needed that screw attack to get into Sank in the first place from Lower Torvis. STK on frickin' Spider Guardian.
I have Dynamo.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Avvina getting sporbed. We do have grapple. We can just skip this part of the puzzle. There we go. Oh. It's a spore. Continue to spore by locking onto or making us lock onto it instead of the grapple point. Yeah, suddenly everything bad. I agree. All right, does Avvina take the portal here? That could be actually pretty big. Because if I get screw attack here and I have the extra E-tanks, I become even more interested in the hints play. Because I know Avvina knows that wall crawl. Or, well, maybe Avina's only done it as far as getting back in bounds in ritual grounds? Maybe doesn't do it all the way that frequently. We're turning around. No. Like this is how I route lower Torvis or upper Torvis. Like I don't go Dark World here, so like to that extent, I'm not actually mad. But um, both runners were so close. There's our light suit. I forgot we didn't have that. Oh, oh, gamer strats.
Well, we're gonna try and roll jump.
I kind of think we should get the Seekers first because we don't want to have to roll jump back here. Wait, did we get a boost hint in main gyro? Oh, we have grapple. Yeah, good point.
So what Elias is trying to, yeah.
Sorry,
So
go
what
ahead.
Elias is trying to do here is what we call a boost jump. So what you're doing is rolling off of the ledge, which would obscure the camera, allows you to get an instant unmorph. And then from that instant unmorph, you have a few frames where you can input a jump, similar to how a BSJ works. That particular boost jump is a little difficult, but if you do get it, allows you to get across that gap. And you just use the terminal fall, which will spawn you back up on the other side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if we do make it over once, we can scan the rarely used post that'll bring down the grapple points and let us, from there, freely traverse in both directions. So the Seekers are... It's what are the Seekers for? They really don't unlock that much stuff for us. Like, I think it really is just like Manning Station B and I guess like a Cursed Lake and stuff. I don't remember if any of the key bearers have been of interest to us anymore. That's true. Yep. Secrets don't necessarily have to lock anything besides just being required for final bosses. Getting the unmorph consistently, and the timing looks fine. Like, I think it might just be a matter of being quick enough between that unmorph and that B press. Like, you don't get much lenience here, unfortunately. You have to, it's really hard to do this with one finger. I have to bring my hand over and use two different fingers on unmorph and jump to get this in time. Some people use, like, oh!
Okay, there's a jump.
That looks like it.
That looks pretty good.
Nice,
Oh,
Elias.
nice. Very nicely done.
Yeah, I'd grab this hint while we're here, too. Okay. to us just a missile expansion, so no need to worry about quad at all, because I'm pretty sure we already got the quad is dead hint. I'm gonna take a face on canister. Oh, we did not get this hint yet. Boost is
Boost
in
in Under Temple.
Alright. We are in sort of go mode. That is all majors accessible. Only problem is just tracking down the chick keys. We at least know the regions that they are in. But yeah, we gotta. Honestly, I'd grab these seekers, get our SDK hints, and then figure out how we need to route everything else from there. We do need to find one red key in Sank here. I guess I don't mind. Like, now that we've done the grapple point, like, we could maybe loop around, get the easy stuff like Sentinel's Path. Could even do, like, Vanilla Watch Station, Cat West. Like, we have some options to try. If we can dig the Chicka key out of Sank, we might just be done here. The problem is that's harder. No, because we have Spider Guardian to do. No, we just leave. Yeah, we have to come back here anyways. Yeah, absolutely on board with taking the safe warp here. I think we just play straight SDK hints, and from there we can go. We can just walk out, honestly. Just go front Torvis, grab the screw attack, grab the boost, and start hunting some Chicka keys.
Do we have any Chicka keys yet?
We have none of them. So yeah, Light Aegon, Dark Torvis, and Light Sanctuary are our Chicka keys. Gonna be zeroing in on this Echo hint soon here. Forget if it was this one or Gathering Hall. I'm gonna actually say it was Gathering Hall. That was a secret. Okay, yeah, wow.
Yeah, already has the Echo hint from Harvest Energy.
That was the Echo hint. Right. Yeah, missing the screw attack definitely going to be a feels bad. Like I kind of expect that Bash and Elias probably think they're behind. Now that said, Avvina, we're not checking hints. No, get your hints. Oh, I disagree with that. But yeah, I do kind of expect that both runners feel behind, even with both runners posting sad faces in the race time room, which often makes you feel a little bit better about how you might be doing relative to them. I don't think either is probably feeling great right now. Yeah, I mean, I get wanting screw and boost, but like, you don't. Like, say for instance, we go and try to get that boost ball. We don't know if we need to do anything else in lower Torvis right now. Certainly not in light lower Torvis. And if we find a red key, then we don't need to do anything in dark lower Torvis. Like if we find a red key here in these next few checks. I do actually like clearing out all of upper dark Torvis here just to see if we can find the red key and potentially completely skip Lower Dark Torvus. Aside from, well, I guess you could maybe do the opposite. You could maybe say, well, we have to kill PB Guardian. If we have to kill PB Guardian, we can do the rest of Lower Dark Torvus and skip all this stuff.
Yeah.
Not a completely unreasonable decision to make either. Yeah, looks like we're just bailing. Alright, are we getting hints now, or are we still playing for the boost? Not heading out the front. Yeah, Elias, falling prey to the if your charge is active or was recently released, the game will not let you screw attack. I'm trying to remember if any of the Inghive keys were in Inghive. I want to say they weren't, and therefore Hive Dynamo Works is a second SDK, but I could be mistaken on that. Yeah, this does sure feel like we're heading straight down for the boost ball. Because, like, you get this boost ball, if you know your SDK hints, you know exactly what you need to do next. And so you'll head in the right direction. But, like, now we're going to be kind of aimless. Like, do we clear the rest of Lower Torvus? Do we go to Sank? Do we come up and do the Torvus Grove area? You can't choose correctly. I mean, I guess you can save warp. You can make a pivot save in Lower Torvus, I guess, and then play hints from there. That's probably not actually that bad, but I don't know. Maybe I'm making more out of this than I should be. It's probably not actually that bad to just get this stuff and make that pivot save. Yeah, we didn't really. I guess we didn't have to like make the reason I favor getting hints early is so that you know whether it's safe to skip checks. And I guess like with the way they've been routing, they've not really been skipping any checks. In that we have to come back and play Chica later, so we're gonna be backing up our Dark Torvus. Like if we missed a key there, it's not a big deal. And so like it's actually fine that they've been playing without that information for the past few minutes, and then if we make that pivot save, we don't really lose any time. So yeah, I'm probably overreacting to their delaying the hints here. I don't see any upside to doing it this way though. Like it. I guess you get boosts for exactly going through Sky Temple Gateway, but you probably lose that amount of time on needing to make the pivot save and reset and stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit of a tough one. I personally like hints as early as possible because that gives me the information
more time to route too. Like,
yeah.
So Avvina, gonna be heading over to grab the Echo. Doesn't look to be setting up for the out of bounds here. So just gonna grab the Echo and be prepared to go get the Seekers out of Sank. And also did not grab the Screw Attack before leaving Torvus. It's not crazy. Like both runners choosing to chase the emerald hints and then choosing to chase where the emerald hints tell them to go. Like not crazy. It's not crazy to have missed the screw attack. It feels
Yeah.
really bad because it's like it's not an unreasonable thing for your opponent to have done. And so anytime there's a not unreasonable thing your opponent could have done that's better than what you did, you fear that your opponent did exactly that. But in this case, yeah, neither runner got that screw attack first pass. Did we not already bomb? Oh no, we bombed the other one. Okay. That's right, we were trying to go for this one, but got knocked off. Alright, there's the Echo in hand for Avvina, so only behind the Seeker. Oh no, the Seeker's and the Screw. And soon to be the boost. So yeah, actually, yeah, pretty commanding lead for Elias. Avvina made up a little bit of time not doing some of the slow Aegon cleanup. But otherwise probably has unfortunately kind of been following a little bit too much in what Elias has been doing given the early time loss. All right. Oh no. Okay, at least we cut.
Nice save.
Yeah, good save. All right. That is a full tracker, minus some Chicka keys. Should we just get a free Chicka? A Chicka key here would be so nice. Ah, dang.
Nope.
Never that easy. I'd honestly probably make the save in Lower Dark Torvus. I feel like it's hard to not full clear Lower Dark Torvus here until you find a red key. Because you don't really want to have to come back and do it again. Like, it's really bad to, like, full clear Upper Dark Torvus and not get a Chicka key there if it's going to be your, like, not your last Chicka key, which it should be. Like, ideally, if the Chicka key is in Upper Dark Torvus, you should collect it last so that you can immediately fight Chicka. Oh, we're gonna head up and do Gathering Hall first. Okay, that's fine. Actually, yeah, we could do Gathering Hall into Under Transit 1, huh? I don't hate that. Under Transit 1 is significantly faster than Grapple Guardian, so if it's just the key, then you're done. Alright, so Avvina looks probably also to be playing Sank from Aegon here. Probably also heading up to main gyro. We'll get the Seekers. Yeah, I like Elias doing anything but grabbing this SDK is fine. I think it's fine to clear the remaining Lower Dark Torvus checks until you find a red key. I would not do anything else until I get SDK hints here, though, now that I'm full tracker. Yeah, that's a good point, Lano. Yeah, that's why I probably would have just saved warped out of Dark Dark Lower Torvus, so that like if you did have a key there, you can just do it. And otherwise, I mean, honestly, I think you just should have cleared Lower Dark Torvus always. Just to rule out the possibility of getting Omega punished by trying to grab the last SD or Torvus key on the way to Chica and finding out it's not there. Because that would be a massive time loss.
Yeah, it is a long trek all the way back into Dark Lower Torbus.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Avvina off to Sank. We'll grab the Seekers. We'll get the Screw Attack and Boost hints. Ah, right, yeah. So hasn't done all these Dark Beam checks in Aegon, so we're going to clean up at least Mineshaft real quick here. Hopefully not the rest. All right. What is the damage? Yeah, pretty bad logic chain for the Seekers, PJ man. So yeah, if you don't do the wall crawl here, it's kind of gonna be late. Elias did have the opportunity to come here before the last little bit of Torvus cleanup we saw, which probably would have still been my preference, but even so, that wasn't that much earlier than now. Yeah, we know a few. Dynamoworks Tunnel is going to be one. Chica is going to be one. I think Hive Dynamoworks is one. If I'm remembering the Hive key correctly, but perhaps not. Dynamoworks. Oh,
Bank
yeah.
energy.
Avvina? 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 Okay. I was very worried we were about to roll out of bounds. Sorry, what was the last SDK?
STK, Hive Dynamo, Hive Gyro.
Okay.
Incash 2.
Yeah. Watch station. And then skipping the Chica, I think by process of elimination.
4, 5, 6. Okay, yeah, we're good.
Avvina gets the Screw Attack hint. Probably not too pleased about that one. I think Elias only scanned 6, but the 7th happened to be the Chica one. And so he got to skip it. Avvina unhappy. Yeah, still might as well get the Seekers. Alright, back in Lower Torvus for Elias. See if we, yeah, looks like we're heading over to the portal to go do Under Transit 1 and Grapple Guardian. That'll get us full clear here. We now know we can skip Blog. At the very least.
Yep.
Yeah, Chicka keys are in Aegon, Dark Torvis, and Sank. We've cleared very little of Sank so far. Dark Torvis, we have just these two checks in Lower Torvis, and then we have the bulk of Upper Torvis left. Aegon, we've got Mining Station B, Sand Canyon, Storage A, Storage C, Sand Processing. So not that many checks. Plus we gotta head back for Incash 2 at some point anyways, so. We gotta go to every region, that is not the key. We should do Grapple Guardian. Oh, maybe we're looping around. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, if you don't know the bonk or the... no, we should do Grapple Guardian.
Posted hints in chat, posted all 9, just recap of the couple we've picked up, plus what we still need to grab.
Not understandable is fine, but then even then you should just loop around in Dark World. Like, this to me is that we are skipping Grapple Guardian, which I think is way too aggressive. But maybe they're feeling behind. It is one of the slower checks on the table for any of these keys. Yeah, we're gonna go play Sank. So yeah, it looks like they're just gonna gamble on the last Chicka key being on the way to Chicka. Odds aren't bad. We have Cache A, we have Cache B, we have Venomous Pond. Go with 3-1 odds, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, Arena. Yeah. Yep, 2 more in Arena. 5-1. So yeah, not bad. This stupid room. I hate the Torvis Fortress Transport access. So easy to get cycled here.
Yeah, I intentionally take it very slow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's on like a semi-global cycle, basically on depending on how long it takes you to get across Training Chamber. The platforms are not consistent where they're going to be when you enter the room. So like you can't just have a consistent strat for it. You have to adjust to where they are when you enter the room.
Looks like Avvina also going for the roll jump here.
Yeah, it's a nice sequence break. The light suit early. Get the extra hints. Because yeah, it's still possible that that light suit's required. Like the key could be in something like Sank Map. Could be in. I don't think Avvina's ruled out like dungeon for the Torvis key.
Yep.
So like we do. It would be quite nice to get this light suit before heading back for the screw attack. Did this also notice the boost ball hint? I think it did. This would be really good for Avvina if we can pull this off. Nice standable there for Elias first try. Harder than it looks. Let's go, Avvina. You got this. Can't take this portal, given that we've not done Watch Station. Gotta head over to the Bolt Attack portal. Oh, maybe just doing this check, but this is pretty much always dead. I don't even think there's anything really... Cannonball would be good, I guess.
Yeah.
Avvina's still at it. Let's go. Come on. I believe. Yeah, maybe a little bit late on the unmorph there. I'd have not been giving themselves enough frames to input the jump.
Yeah. Alternatively, you can do a boost jump there. Just depends on what you're comfortable with. They both function relatively similar as far as inputs go. You're just starting a boost jump with a boost instead of an instant on morph.
Mhm. Yeah, I personally find boost jumps a lot easier, but yeah, unfortunately, Avvina doesn't have that option right now. It's the roll jump or nothing.
Yeah.
We do need to do watch station. Oh no, we need a red key too. So I guess maybe we're just gonna drop down, check this, and head back up. It's not unreasonable. Oh right, this was the okay. So at least
That was the
Avvina
boost
doesn't
ball
miss the
hint.
boost ball hint. That's good. And so far, we don't have any evidence that light suit's required. As long as it's not sank map for the
Yeah, it's
Torvus key, it won't be the end of the world that Avvina misses this for now. Hello? What? What?
hitboxes.
Ooh, nice. I was worried that Elias was going to aggro the respite there, but does manage to stay out of its line of sight. And yeah, no need to open the bomb slot. We've already done the ATS checks, and they were kind of dead anyways. Just gonna head up, get the item. That'll be a third SDK. Yeah, looks like Avvina also gonna nope out of here. Save Avvina opts to grab the hints first for Torvus, but yeah, definitely hints and screw attack and boost gonna be top items on the agenda here in some
Yep.
order. Not quite decided to turn up yet. Now it could just be on Spider Guarding itself. That would actually be quite convenient given that we need to do it anyways. Gonna take a peek at Thank Temple Access here before heading over to the O'Lear key. It's a red key. It's actually really rare that you peek that item from this side. But yeah, Elias doing a nice job to get that without having the door lock. And yeah, Elias, no interest in hints anymore. Yeah, there's really nothing too interesting they could tell us. Nope. Nope. I get some words. We get some words and then we skip them immediately. Okay. Hear the words of O'Lear. Oh, that was not even the Hear the Words of O'Lear cutscene. I don't actually remember what. Is that because Power Bomb Guardian's dead? And he's pointing you to Aerie now? Don't actually remember offhand what sets all the O'Lear layers. It wouldn't surprise me if PB Guardian was one of them, though. That would make a lot of sense. Okay, so Avvina is opting to go straight for the hints. I do like this play. Yeah, as it turns out, like the route Bash and Elias took wasn't really susceptible to being punished. Oh, that's what happened. They wrote down which key number Chica was, and they know which scan is which key number, because I never remember that information. Because I remember seeing Elias hesitate a moment, and like change, like it looked like Elias was going to scan one of them and then didn't, and that was because I think Bash pointed out that that's the Chica one. That's really cool, actually.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, so it wasn't actually like a 1 in 7 chance that they got to skip that 7th key. It was guaranteed they got to skip the time of scanning that last, the last hint there. That's heads up play. Didn't even like, didn't even like parse that was what happened until being reminded. Into phase 3 of the fight. Let's see what strat we have to go for here. You're gonna go for the little chicky. Oh no, I really don't like the drop down of bombs. I feel like we have plenty of PBs. Like if you're gonna drop down, I would just lay the PB and get it over with. Yeah, there we go. But another really good strat for this fight is to kind of just overhang that top gap, and you can lay bombs up there and damages rolls under the gap. And that's like completely safe to do. Never get hit, never fall. As long as you're a little bit careful with your lineup. Yeah, health getting a little low. I do approve of taking this a little slow, getting the drops. Not going to take any more damage for the time being. Yeah, Avvina on a beeline for this screw attack. Simply from the air roll. Well, we'll see. I don't mind clearing the rest of the upper Dark Traverse loop to see if the key is just there, and then because it would be kind of nice to be able to skip lower Dark Traverse, especially given that Avvina has the SDK information. Avvina will know if a Chica key turns up, lower Dark Traverse is 100% dead, whereas Elias wouldn't have been able to rule that out. So I think actually I favor just full clearing upper Dark Traverse here. Oh, Elias, unfortunately. Trapping Spider Guardian here is going to have to do this cycle again because it's going to flip open this gate and go back to being blue. Yeah. So yeah, if you do trap it down there, or if it is hanging out down there in the second or third cycle, I recommend just going up and doing the middle and top bomb slots first while you wait for your Spider Guardian to leave the lower left corner. Alright, that is a dead Spider Guardian. Get a free red key right here. That'd be nice. Hey, they do exist.
That is a red key.
Alright. So we're not quite done in Sank then. We still need to go Dark World and get High Gyro out of the way at some point. Which we probably just ought to do now. But we could then, let's see. I probably still favor. Better to turn around or take the Aegon elevator. It's probably better to just turn around and head out back into labs. That's just fairly close to Team Cache 2. Yeah, triple required Spider Guardian, love it. I mean, not like actually legitimately. If you're gonna make me do Spider Guardian, at least put a bunch of things behind it.
Yeah. And Avvina also choosing to leave right after the screw attack.
Okay. Yeah, I do favor. Well, boost Guardian is a problem here. Actually, with my strategy I was proposing, because you can't actually full clear Upper Dark Targus right now. So unless it happens to be exactly one of the keys leading to Chica, you don't get to rule out Lower Dark Targus. So that might have been less good of an idea than I was initially thinking. Yeah, Elias racking up the keys now. Just 3 to go. We would kind of love a cannonball to turn up at some point. We've seen a lot of stuff. Like, there's not that many places left for it to be.
Yeah.
I'm still definitely a little nervous about that Grapple Guardian on Bash and Elias' side here. I'm curious to see if Avvina does Grapple Guardian after PB Guardian here. Somewhat rare commandos in Culling Chamber. I believe that's a Spider Guardian special. Maybe it's PB Guardian as well. So I kind of like for this room, I kind of like just leaving my light beam equipped and then immediately light beaming the safe zone as soon as I enter the room before the warrior ink spawns, and then he'll just drop down and die. And there is SDK 7. So Incash 2 Chica plus an Aegon Torvis key and a Dark Torvis key. All that is missing for Elias. Avvina, on the other hand, once this boost is collected from PB Guardian, is only lacking the Saint cleanup. Unfortunately, there is a decent amount of it. Elias does still have a fairly sizable lead here. So let's see, are we gonna walk to Aegon or save warp? Looks like we're favoring a save warp here. No, this is walking. I got disoriented. Oh, you can use. That's funny. Yeah, there's a BSJ secret world in the room. Hive Jabber Access, maybe it's called. I actually don't remember. Apparently, we can just hop on the warrior ring too. That's cool. I did not know that either. Alrighty, back to Aegon. We go for Elias. Oh gosh, how do we route Aegon? Not sure if you're supposed to head over to like mining station B right away, or if you just like full clear labs and then like last location hit at storage A. I think I favor just going to storage A and seeing if we can avoid labs, because it's like, even though it's all like the sand processing and storage C are in labs as well as like in cache 2, but they aren't really on the same route. You have to go the wrong way.
Yeah,
to
they're a bit
labs to get
spread
those-
out.
Yeah, and like we're really not that far from Sand Canyon storage A. Like it feels crazy to not check Sand Canyon here, but then by the time you check Sand Canyon, it's like, well, we'll just keep going. I don't know.
Yeah.
Eight. Ah,
Hive key.
gross. I'm pretty sure there was only one hive key per region, so the next one we find is the one we need. I don't think it's helpful to get hit by a PP. While in the bomb slot. Maybe there's some weird timing shenanigans where you can try to use it to help re-grab the spider track after damage the bomb slot. Aha! Alright. That's good. So we get to skip sand processing and storage C. Yeah, so if you don't like the 3 BSJ in this room, if you raise the fan up a level, it's a lot easier to get to the item from the raised fan without still having to go Dark World. From here, you can either try to do a screw attack bonk to get on top of the raised fan, or you can just use the boost. Yeah, the half pipe is normal. Oh, yo! That was sick, Elias. And Avvina's out of here, too. Neither runner wants to clear Lower Dark Torvis. Oh, needed to cancel, I think. It probably would have gotten that. Nope, Avvina may be getting talked out of the save warp here. Yeah, I agree. We should do these 2 checks. I don't necessarily hate routing Grapple Guardian in last. Like Under Transit 1 into Grapple Guardian seems okay to me. Just to like have a chance of avoiding the much slower boss fight as opposed to the quick check in the tunnel.
Yeah.
This tunnel room is one of my favorites, where it's just those light crystals that are like 95% embedded in the ground, and just the tip of the crystal is sticking out. Alright, so we do have a bit of an opportunity here on Avvina's side to potentially grab this Chicka Key first pass, which would be pretty good. See if it pays off, or if the gamble that Bash Elias took will work out for them. So yeah, for Bash Elias, we still gotta head over doing cache 2. And then presumably, I would just gamble on clearing Upper Dark Torvis. And hoping that we just get to fight Chica for free after. His light ammo is actually quite poor here. We don't want to use charged light on the eye. 3 uncharged light stuns it. And like charged light pretty much doesn't hit multiple times just because the eye's hitbox is too small. So it uses way more ammo. There we go, yeah. I think IvyPaw probably gave him that cue as well, but unfortunately it might have been too late. Now we're in for a somewhat slow fight here. Super's still good in this fight, yep. Oh, what? I disagree with that game. That should have hit. Gets a stun. Yeah, so sometimes you can get kind of... It's good to know Grapple Guardian's like damage values and kind of keep track of its health on each phase. If it's doing those kind of that like melee attack where it kind of is doing up the bite, it won't do the stunned animation even if it's taken enough damage to get stunned. It'll wait until it finishes it and then get stunned. So you have like lots of extra time to wrap around the back and start charging a super while he's doing the tail end of the bite attack if you know that you've dealt enough damage that he's going to be stunned afterwards. So it's good to know your damage values. To know that the last shot you landed will definitely stun him. I think with charge power, it's probably still 3 shots. 2 and a missile might do it. 2 and a missile seems to do it. Super's landed. Maybe need 2 more to get out of this phase. That's so close to a phase transition. He's got to have very little health left in phase 1. Alright, gets into phase 2. Here's key number 8 for Elias. Just a Dark Torvis key in Dark Torvis remaining, followed by a Chica fight. And yeah, unfortunately, even if this is a Chica key here for Avvina, which would be a nice time save over Elias's route, I don't think it's nearly enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we want to try to switch to Light Beam. That's too slow. Yeah, it's fairly difficult to land supers in phase 2 here. You really have to know that baiting the bite and starting to charge your super while knowing that he's about to get stunned afterwards. It's really hard to land a super otherwise. So here, charge a super. Oh no, we didn't do enough damage. I thought we did. There we go. Charge. Super. I think we had time there. And Elias gonna route through Dark again, get right next to this Torvis elevator. This is nice, so we can route straight through Grove, unlock the gate so that we can do Boost Guardian. because that's got a pretty decent chance of being our Torvis key as well. Then just pray that it wasn't on Grapple Guardian, which we're gonna find out very soon if it was. It was not. All right. Never punished. 14 Bash Elias, or Elias Bash. We could do a little time save here. It's not actually obligatory to fight these pirates. If you're really just passing through, which we kind of are in this case, you could just use the you use the half pipe at the start of the room, screw attack to the door, without activating the fight scene here. Not the craziest idea to do these 2 quick checks here, just in case they're cannonball. Because yeah, any remaining check actually has a decent probability of being cannonball, and cannonball saves us a decent chunk of time. That double damage.
Yep.
I'm actually surprised Elias didn't do these checks earlier. I kind of assumed we had when we got that underground tunnel hint. I would have kind of assumed that we had done Grove and Peaked Med Vista. I don't actually think I really noted at the time that we didn't do that. That's kind of weird to me.
Yeah, we just turned around immediately.
Mm-hmm. Yep, agree with doing boost gradient first here.
Yeah, you're right here.
Mm-hmm.
You might as well.
Safety save just in case we miss the quick kill PB here. The fight can definitely go sideways. Oh, did Avvina not get under temple access earlier?
No.
Alright, so that's the end of... That's Lower Torvis full clear for Avvina anyways. Yeah, no need to rush into Upper Torvis then. Plan to get that key last, right before Chica fight. So, kind of expect we'll see the Sank play next here from Avvina as well. Nice. Looked a little sus to me on the PB, but it worked.
It took a bit, but it worked.
Yep. Not Dark Torvis Temple. Cache A, Cache B, and upon all we got left. At least we, the viewers. Elias could still be quite worried about Grapple Guardian, especially now that we're down to only a few checks left.
Yeah.
Cache. He's really under the doormat today. Ugh. Fortunate timing on the platform descending there. Here we go. Gonna restock ammo. Do definitely approve of that. Chica can very much slow down if you end up running out of beam ammo too early.
Yeah, without Cannonball, it's very crucial to have a good chunk of light ammo for the second phase.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, at least enough to get into the first Dark Adult Chica, because then at least you can farm some. But if you don't have enough to get through the larva phase entirely and the first bit of the adult, then yeah, it can be very painful. Nice, super, very good.
Yeah, those can be difficult to hit if you're not quick.
Yeah, you gotta be quick. Watch the minimap, see where it's gonna jump. Yeah, great start to the fight, honestly. Like, it's almost half dead, and we've not even done the dark beam shots yet. Yeah, very ammo conscious here. Not even using probably could have gotten away with a little bit of annihilator spam there. Like, our ammo's not that bad, but maybe just gonna prefer to make sure we have enough ammo to just blow through the whole adult phase and not have to wait for the farming at all.
Yeah.
Be able to finish it off here. Very nice.
Nice.
That was a very clean larva. Better than most of mine, honestly.
Yeah, I believe Dark Beam does a little more damage, but it is harder to hit.
Yeah,
To get the stun there.
I think it's only 4 dark beam shots. But yeah, with this amount of ammo, I think it's fine. I just use Annihilator. I actually forget the exact count of Annihilator shots. It's somewhere between like 8 and 11. Aw, Seekers. Alright, now our ammo. Now we probably do need to spend a little bit of time to farm the chicklings or whatever they are. At like I've seen 2 Seekers miss like that before. Usually if you miss, it's only 1. Kind of unusual. Yeah, quick 100 light ammo back. Very nice. Yeah, Elias maybe not quite getting centered enough on these. Well, no, that looks pretty close. I don't know what's going on there. Oh, the Seekers are... Because I think you do really want to try to be pretty centered on this platform to make sure the Seekers all land simultaneously enough. But that worked. Interesting. So Avvina taking the forward sank route here, the lower sank route rather than the ATS climb. This might actually be better. I didn't really think about that at the time when Elias was riding this way, but I really do think I like doing hype gyro. Oh, I wonder if Avina's now. I guess yeah. Okay, at least the light suit's here in Sank, but yeah, it's a little awkward. You worry that the chicken key is just here on Sank map, but we can't do that yet. Not quite understanding dropping down here, given that we don't have light suit yet, but maybe it was just maybe we're looking to take a save. Our health is a little low, I guess. That is 9 STKs for Elias. We got everything picked up except what, Cannonball, Sunburst, Sonic Boom, and a couple Hive keys.
Yep.
Do really wonder where that Cannonball ended up being.
Yeah, I'm curious as well. I do think we're supposed to get Hive Gyro out of the way here with this route. Because then we can take the upper portal and save ourselves a few rooms of backtracking.
Oop. A little hesitation there. Maybe you just realized that as well, but it was like, we've already committed.
Yeah.
I don't. Oh, are we going? Oh, are we doing this into the Hive Dynamo wall crawl? That's some spice. So Avvina might be trying to skip the Spider Guardian fight entirely here. But we need to land this trick and out of bounds to do it. That was close. That was actually
No, it was
quite
close.
Yeah.
This slope here is a little finicky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's quite a few moving pieces to this. You need to get a good slope. You need to move correct position horizontally. You need to be moving forwards and then moving backwards, not going straight up. But you need to switch from forwards to backwards at the right time. You need to jump at the right time. You need to morph at the right time. Like any one of those inputs being off will throw the trick for you. So getting all of that correct at once is pretty challenging until you really develop a good muscle memory for it.
Yeah. Looked like Elias was trying to cancel the animation after the super there, but having a little bit of trouble, decided to switch to Annihilator.
Yeah, this fight is one of those, like, you know, the experienced players make it look easy, but it's hard.
Yeah.
Shield spinning and turning around, it's so easy to get popped by a laser, and then, like, you get hit by a laser and your green level 1 cycle is just dead. Like, it takes your arm out of commission for way too long.
Oh, and Avvina getting the instant morph.
Very nice. Well done. Maybe we're just planning to finish light sank, do the dark sank stuff, turn around, and then head to Aegon anyways. Yeah, doing the tunnel instant morph doesn't really make any sense unless we're also kind of committing to Hive Dynaworks Secret World, so I suspect we'll be seeing that. Yeah, loads of power bombs for Elias, so can be a good way to get through these tentacle phases. Yeah, I often like to do a little bomb jump and lay it higher in the air, but yeah, the patterns Elias is getting are not conducive to these power bombs doing much. There we go. That was even that felt like it should have been better than what Elias got there, but there's at least a little bit of progress. Yeah, kind of bad RNG for this fight. Operating EI1's being a bit rude here. Yeah, very rude here. Pretty much the worst attack you can get. Now we're kind of out of light ammo, so you gotta land this super. Gets it nice. Good quad kill there. Nice. Alright, through the first 2 stages. We're gonna watch our health. Then 3 tanks here. That looks good. Barely too high too, but like we got some damage in. If we were a touch slower, we could have gotten actually quite a bit more. Down to 240 health. That looks good. Yep. Getting kind of trapped in the corner is a bit awkward here. Yeah, 180. Ring is getting lower on health. We gotta watch ours as well. The Morbus is dead hint from O'Lear. Elias didn't bother scanning that one, given that he was already in go mode. That should be good. Oh, we're getting close now. Come on, one more, Elias. Oh, God.
I should only need one more, I think.
That should be good. What? How did that not kill? Light armor being bad kind of sucks here. These short hops are weird. Normally when it jumps, you get a really good opportunity. Please? Nice.
Nice.
So Avvina is doing Spider Guardian. So yeah, I don't really get doing the trick there then. If we're not going to do the wall crawl. Yep, we got our checkpoint.
And a full refill, so... Or a health refill.
So yeah, should be smooth sledding here, even if we get centered. Shouldn't be in too much risk of dying here. And even if we did, we get to do it again right away. Yeah, having a little bit of trouble on phase 1 of Spider Guardian here. Dealt some damage, but not quite enough to stun. That should do it, there we go. The Dark Beam strats looks like. So once you land a little bit of damage, like any more than once you kind of get past that second S, the edge of the second S, you can switch to Dark Visor, and I really do find it easier to be in Dark Visor than Echo. If she's still in pure DS3 range, Dark Visor doesn't work. But once you get her, if you deal any extra damage where she could potentially center, Dark Visor works again. I find it a little bit easier to lose track of her with Echo, even though you technically can see her.
Yeah, it can be a bit difficult to get the lock on to stay.
Mm-hmm. And even just like you can't see the barrier, so you don't have quite as good of a sense of when it's going away.
Yeah.
That said, Elias doing a nice job with this. Already got it down to like a quarter health, even less. A little low on dark ammo, but we've got enough potentially to finish this fight without getting centered. We're so close. 2 or 3 more cycles. One more might do it. Oh my gosh. Of course.
Just
Of
a
course.
sliver. But should be one phase on shot.
down it goes. Get your GG's in chat for Elias. Finishes with a 2:57.50. Avvina shortly afterwards enters in the DNF. We will invite the crew in for interview. Both of them in race time saying they have words.
I don't doubt that.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see if we can get all four of them in here for a interview. You're joined by Elias, Avvina, and Bash. Welcome in, GG's.
Welcome, GG's.
There was nothing good about that game. It was a good game.
There was actually one good thing, and you unfortunately forfeited right before you saw it.
Well, no.
Spider Guardian had the Torvis key.
No. No.
That's right. I wasn't even thinking about that because even if you, so were you planning to do Hive Dynamo Works like as a secret world when you were doing the tunnel, or?
No, honestly, at that point, I knew I was. I knew I had lost, so I was just like, I gotta fucking do this. Or sorry, I gotta do this because I practiced it a bunch.
Mhm.
I'd already given up by then. I'd given up before then, but here we are.
Yeah, that early game was rough. So
It was bad.
the-
Hey, that E-Tank and whatever the Dark World mining station access, picking that up was so cathartic.
Mhm. Yeah. So honestly, like the story of the race really was just like the routing was very similar, but Elias picked up the E-Tank and TAS after bombs. Before
no.
returning to Aegon, and Avvina did not. And also Avvina did Jump Guardian Loop before rushing Hazing Cliff, and took a death in Hazing Cliff and lost.
Death.
Jump Guardian Loop, lost Jump Guardian Loop, lost Hazing Cliff, and then went back and unfortunately took another death.
That sucks.
Yeah. And generally the routing was like pretty dang similar from there on out. Y'all were a bit more conservative after the Dark Beam. Like Avvina didn't do like Torvus Lagoon before Dark Beam. Didn't do like the Storage B cleanup, the mine shaft cleanup, really that kind of stuff. But otherwise, yeah, the routing was similar enough that there wasn't really ever a way to catch up from that.
Man, also, I noted this once we got the Cobalt hint, but we were right there by Putrid Alcove with that screw attack.
Same.
Yep.
We just left it there, and then we had to go all the way back.
Same.
Yeah, that's the worst too, because it's like it's not at all unreasonable that your opponent did that. Like clearing the upper Turvis loop is pretty dense. Like I can see people doing that. Like both of your decisions to chase hints is also perfectly reasonable, but like yeah,
like it was
I would be so
3 items.
worried.
It was nothing. It was
Yeah.
Yeah. And, getting gravity boost and knowing what was down in under temple area, we were like, we'll just poke around up here and then just, commit to that. Yep. What a seed.
What a seed.
Who made it?
It was me.
Oh. So our words are for you then.
Remember how I said I was tired? I wanted to go to bed quickly.
Is that still accurate?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you for staying up.
Yeah, I work in 4 hours, so.
Oh God.
I would like to give a huge shout out to all of the mentors. Crazy hours put in for fun, for free. air quotes on fun.
Yeah, I guess with that,
I know
yeah,
how to play this game now, though. I did not a couple months ago. So
I have learned a good amount in the past 5 weeks, or 6, however many weeks.
So yeah, both feeling good then about going into brackets, doing the non-mentored racing.
not
Cautiously
really. I still don't know where.
optimistic.
I don't know where Sank is. Yeah, I mean, before I started this, if you would have asked me, I would have been like, nope.
Yeah, same. I still need to work on, especially my late game routing and a number of other things, but better than I was, for sure.
I also do appreciate the humor of the seed taking all of the things I specifically practiced, like screw attack with that space jump stuff, EFJ stuff, just being like, nah, you get none of that. What if instead you think about like weird checks you didn't know existed?
Yeah, both of you need to roll jump, watch station access. Like,
I know Ivy's not here, but they can confirm. There's probably maybe 6 times I was like, I don't think I've ever been in this room.
There was one I was like, I haven't been in this room in like 15 years.
I mean, the room right before Spider Guardian. I haven't been in that room since I beat the game vanilla, which would have been 21 years ago.
oh wow.
So yeah.
I did have a moment where I had to look up what room command chamber is.
we misidentified that at the beginning, and we're just like, oh yeah, that's near the ship, and we're gonna have to do that.
Yeah,
but we'll do that. Actually, that might be in Dark Missile.
Yeah, I read that hint and I was like, I don't know what that is. Will you put that up for me, Ivy? Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pause in and say one thing.
That's my DMT. Yeah.
I didn't have Dolphin open to like use as a reference. I'm like, it's by GFMC, and it's like, no, it's not. Anyway,
We recovered pretty quickly.
What was the BashPrime moment?
I guess I can talk about that. No, you should talk about that actually.
I don't know
I'm
what a
too embarrassed.
BashPrime moment is. Oh wait, no,
Raptor
wait,
Echo Visor.
no, yeah, because what was it? We got Echo Visor, and then we're like, okay,
oh
now
my
we
God,
need
I
to.
was so far behind.
And then we needed to go.
Wanted to take you to
Seekers.
Sank, but Torvis was right there. I'm like, oh, we can just take Lower Torvis to Sank.
Yeah,
Totally.
But we did not have boost,
Or
and we
screw attack.
basically got right in front of the room, and we're just like, oh well, we'll try the triple bomb jump, I guess, and it wasn't happening. We're just like, we just have to turn around. We saved work back, and we just went another way.
That was like
okay.
about when I was getting my Torvis hints, I think.
Oh my God, I could have tried something. I could have had you gravity boost backwards into an instant morph, and that might have worked. That could have probably worked actually.
Yeah, there's actually a ton of strats for that room. You can slope jump
I
off
didn't
the
think
first
about
bit of the
that.
spider track. You can reverse air underwater. Yeah, and there's that instant morph as well.
Oh,
You can
yeah.
reverse air underwater.
I forgot that's a trick.
Yeah, so same deal. You morph the frame you leave the water, and it puts you in like a perma water state, which means if you dip your toes in the water, you can activate gravity boost. So you can just like jump from the door where you kind of enter the room from the hub, and then just jump
Oh.
gravity boost out of the water and get over to the statue.
What a fun video game!
You know, somebody did that on accident at some point, and would.
Mm-hmm. Good game.
Okay, I gotta go to bed.
Sounds good.
Please,
yeah, get the rest.
Please rest.
Yeah.
GG's.
Yeah.
GG's.
GG.
Well, geez, games.
It was a game.
Sasquatch, did you have anything? Any questions?
Nope, I think Baja mostly covered it. I did want to say I do see Cannonball here in the credits.
Where's Cannonball?
We never found it either.
Tank entrance.
Yeah, that wasn't
Not
happening.
getting that. Oh man, I'm so glad I didn't have to fight Chica. Like obviously not, 'cause, like that means I'm way behind, but that was not gonna go well. I was mentally guard broken by.
We were not looking forward to it, but the fight itself for us went mostly well.
Your
My
larva
early
was
deaths-
so good.
Ugh.
Like legit like speedrunner good larva fight. Like
Oh,
that was
nice.
sick.
Congrats.
It wasn't quite a one cycle, but it was pretty. Yeah, it was nice.
But yeah, if / when you watch this back, my heart was crying after my second death, but somewhere in the middle of my grapple guardian fight. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that grapple guardian fight was the
That's
definitely yeah, don't want to use charged light on the eye because like only one of the beams typically hits anyways, so it's just kind of consuming 5 times as much ammo.
Yeah.
And then yeah.
By the end of that fight, I was just like, well, time to keep playing until I can go to bed.
How terrified by Grapple Guardian were you, Elias and Bash, when the number of
We were
potential
pretty-
checks were
'cause
ticking
we-
down?
it was. I want to say like we were down to 3 checks. It could have been, and the last possible one was Grapple Guardian, and that yeah, it was one of the 2 checks on upper. Otherwise, we would have had to spend a long time. We were pretty scared.
Yeah, I was pretty strongly disagreeing with that skip at the time, just because it's so punishing to like go to Chica's front door.
Yeah,
and
like
realize
it was a
yeah.
gamble for sure.
And then I was louder than I probably needed to be about you not checking hints, like on the way to getting screw attack. I didn't see any reason not to just get the hints then, but it actually was kind of fine how it played out because you didn't really have any decisions to make that mattered that much. That we're having the hints
Yeah,
earlier would've
by that
helped.
time, like we had literally every progression, so it made some choices easier.
Mhm.
Well, I'm done with this seed.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, you survived.
Good night, everybody.
Yep. Yeah, GG's.
See you
Congrats
next
to both of you
mission.
getting through Swiss.
GG.
Yeah.
Good luck to both of you in brackets.
Yeah, thank you so
Okay,
much.
yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, with that, yeah, give both the runners and the mentors a follow. Put on a great show tonight. Let's see, when's our next matches? We got one tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. We've got Storm taking on Dace, the battle of our undefeated players. We will see who secures top seed going into brackets. So stay tuned for that one. Should be an excellent race. Beyond that, we got about 10 more races coming up over the course of the week. Not all of them been scheduled yet, so stay tuned. Yeah, I guess with that, we will start to sign off here. Thank you, Stats, for joining me in the booth. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you as well.
Yeah, with that, GG's again, and we'll see you next mission.
We'll see you.
See you next mission.